The new load shedding schedule to be implemented by eThekwini Municipality begins today. While Durbanites have enjoyed being excluded from load shedding stages 1 to 4, local businesses have mixed reactions to the increasing hours of darkness. Some businesses began implementing strategies to combat the load shedding, while others have exhausted all means and say they are left with no choice but to shut their doors. Tabloid TV spoke to a few business owners on their best practices and how they intend on dealing with load shedding stages 1 to current. Owner of the newly revamped Vodacom store at the Westwood Mall, Junaid Jhazbhay, says the mother company is in talks with Eskom and has already started implementing strategies to ensure the best customer experience for its users.
Load shedding obviously is affecting the mall, so malls that don't have, like this mall, Westwood Mall has a backup generator for the entire mall. So that's cool because everyone remains open and life continues. However, in certain malls that we've invested in, it does create a problem because other stores close and then your feed drops, and then people know that it's load shedding time and they think everyone's closed. So yeah, it's a huge problem. We really hope that Vodacom is working very closely, with our CEO, with Eskom, to actually try to ensure that the base stations throughout the country, because when there's load shedding going more than stage 6, stage 7, 8, you start to have base stations that cannot recharge although they got backup power, and your entire network starts to go down. So people get disappointed because, as we know, our phones, most probably the most important things in our life. It's the new oil, Wi-Fi, they call it the new oil. That means it's more valuable than oil. So yeah, huge problem. However, we hope, if you look at my broadband, even this week has been, our CEO of Vodacom has been very working with Eskom to come up with investment for Vodafone and to try and ensure that there is some type of backup power for the entire country and not just for Vodacom.
Meanwhile, Hanif Salat, owner of the popular Eastern-styled restaurant Chimney, says they are trying their best to give customers the usual great experience they have come to love, but are finding it difficult.
We're already suffering from 2020 when the COVID hit us. And in Durban, basically, we have restaurant business. We all know we have suffered a lot, and we're still suffering. We didn't even recover anything. After that, we had flooding, looting, again flooding, then again we can get some new news are coming up that's the load shedding going to increase. So in Durban, we are really suffering when it comes to the load shedding. As it is, we in trouble. We did not even recover anything. Now this is the bad to worse. We don't know where do we stand, how are we going to cooperate, how are we going to do it. That's the only time we'll know, but it's not easy for us to take. We don't even know what to do. Load shedding is causing an issue because we cannot use every equipment of our restaurants, and we cannot give a consumer a proper best food which they deserve, because they are paying the full price and we cannot justify them, or we cannot do the justice to the customer because of all the equipments and all because of load shedding. We're having a really challenge, and it's a problem. So as it is, we are suffering, and when we're hearing this is the new things of load shedding, that's all tariff has been increasing and where we're going to have a problem. So I really don't know where do we stand.
And finally, it was a sad day on Sunday for the Market Cafe restaurant owner, Avril Bedderson De Klerk, who traded for the last time over the weekend. She says the pressure of the COVID-19 pandemic, looting in 2021, the devastating KZN floods in 2022, and now increased load shedding makes recovery impossible.
We've tried everything. We had experienced COVID. We had 6 months of being closed during COVID. Fortunately, we were able to come back from that and rejuvenate ourselves, reinvent ourselves. But even when we came back in 2020, we had restrictions, we had curfews, we had all of those things to still deal with, but we managed to survive. Then 2021 we had the looting. 2022 we had flooding. You can only bring yourself back, so many times, but you're always going into funds that you shouldn't be touching, but those funds are no longer there to even be touched. So when you don't have that, what other options do you have? We've done things to try and combat load shedding. Unfortunately, getting a generator was not one of the options that we were able to get financially. So we decided to change our globes to rechargeables. We brought in emergency lights. We created a menu which is called Stage 9, for which we didn't have to have electricity. So we tried doing things that could actually sustain us and keep our doors open. But once you've done all of those things and you're still not getting the kind of business that you would expect to get, you have no choice. You have no options.
While the eThekwini Municipality provided some reprieve yesterday with no load shedding, is today a new day for trade, or the new load shedding schedule spell doom and gloom for businesses?